Hello everyone. In the present video, I shall be talking to you about the visualization of male accessory glands in the retrograde urethrogram film of those patients who have inflammatory urethral structure. There are many male accessory glands in urethra, but in this presentation I'll talk about Litter's glands. Rest I'll talk later. If you look at male urethral anatomy, the male urethra has many glands which drain their secretion in the urethral lumen. And these glandular secretions have various purposes. I'm not discussing that part here. A set of glands exist in the pendulous urethra, more dorsally, less ventrally. These glands are called Litter's glands. They also exist in the area of the bulbous urethra. Then there are paired glands called Cowper glands, which open by means of long duct into the bulbous urethra. Then there's another gland, prostate gland, which drains into the prostatic urethra by prostatic ducts. And then there's a fourth gland called seminal vesicle, which drains into the prostatic urethra through ejaculatory ducts. So essentially, there are 4 male accessory glands here, which drain into the urethral lumen at different sites through their ducts. In the accessory gland visualization, when you look at the retrograde urethrogram film, you have to look at these structures and you have to identify which glands are visible. Do you see Litter glands here? Do you also see Cowper's gland and their ducts? Do you also see prostate gland and its ducts? Or are you able to see the seminal vesicle? In one film, you can see dominantly one of them, you can see 2 of them, you can see 3 of them, you can see all 4 of them in one film. But here, for the purpose of learning and teaching you and for the purpose of making things simple, I am taking them one by one. Now let me talk to you about Litter's glands. Here is a picture of a normal male urethra in adult, and in the pendulous urethra from dorsal side there are a set of glands which open in the urethral lumen, and the duct lies in an oblique fashion. The duct, if you look at the picture here, the duct of the Litter gland is directed towards the tip of penis. The nature has made it so because when somebody is urinating, the flow of urine, the pressure of flow of urine will occlude the ductal orifice. So during normal voiding, urine will not flow back into these ducts, right? Because of the obliquity of the opening of these ducts. These ducts occur in variable numbers in different patients. In the bulbar urethra also, dorsally, you see these Litter glands in different number. You can also see the Litter glands in the ventral part of pendulous urethra as outlined by red circle. So these are 3 zones. Maximum number of Litter glands occur in the dorsal part of the pendulous urethra, right? Now, if you see this video of the distal urethra here, as you go and you notice a small hole in the left, in the area of the, let me say about 1 o'clock, this hole is visible to you, and as you go more in, you see another hole there. Now, these holes you sometimes interpret as holes of Litter's glands. But actually, what are they? Actually, if you see this anatomy, this is anatomy of the penis, and urethra has been opened, and you are seeing the dorsal wall of the urethra. In the midline of dorsal wall of urethra, you see these round holes, some openings. Now, these openings usually exist in the midline, and they are known as lacuna urethral. They are also known as lacunae of the Morgagni, right? And these lacunae urethral or lacunae Morgagni are present in the dorsal side of the urethral wall. They are like small bays which open by wide mouth into the urethral lumen. Now, there can be many small lacuna Morgagni by the side of main line in the center in a parasagittal manner. So there can be many such lacunae urethral in one patient, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they vary in the number. These lacunae urethral are not Litter's glands, mind you this. What you see on endoscopic appearance is lacunae urethral, right? If you look at this normal urethral anatomy, and there is a spongiosal tissue showing here by round, blue round circle, and the urethral outline, you see so many of these structures jetting out from the outline of the urethra. In many urethrograms, you must have seen these outlines. And you, in one go, you say, Litter glands are visible. And you just pass it off. Is it so simple? Is it so straight? No, it's neither simple nor straight. Everything that you see in the picture is not Litter's glands. Now let me elaborate to you. If you look at this, now you may ask me a question that why in normal urethra these glandular structures are not seen, and why in inflammatory urethral structure these Litter's glands and lacunae urethral become visible. If you look at this picture here, and if I were to zoom out on 3 lacunae urethral in the picture, and adjoining to the orifice of lacunae urethral is a normal urethral mucosa. This is how it is in magnification. And because of the inflammation in the urethral wall, here I am trying to show the inflammation in urethral wall all around the orifice of the lacunae urethral by pink shadow. This is an ongoing inflammation all around the whole of the lacunae urethral. These zones of inflammations are known as zones of inflammation. When inflammation goes on and on in these areas, you get some formation of fibrotic bands. Some of the bands can exist irregularly, some of the bands can exist in the radiating manner all around these holes. And when these bands form, you would say that the zone of inflammation has additional fibrotic bands. Now, when these fibrotic bands contract, centrifugally, the holes get dilated. So you can see that's how it happens. Normal orifice and dilated orifice because of the pulling effect of the fibrotic bands as a result of chronic inflammation. These holes of lacunae urethral or these holes of Litter's glands become dilated and become incompetent. And when the contrast is pushed in the urethral lumen, contrast will escape into these ducts and will show you these structures. Now, this is a magnified urethral section and showing you the Litter glands which are opening in the urethral lumen. Here again, I showed you these structures which I called lacunae urethral and lacunae morgagni. That is how they look like in the lateral profile. Look at their location. They are located within the mucosa of the urethra and they usually open by a wide mouth. And these are larger lacunae morgagni. They can be small or they can be large. But Litter glands, their ductal orifice lies in the mucosa, but the gland itself lies in the spongiosal tissue. That is the difference. The lacuna urethral lies within the mucosa and the Litter glands lie in the spongiosal tissue. Now, here is a variation where you see lacuna of Morgagni opening in the urethral lumen, the lacuna lying in the urethral mucosa and shown here by black outline, and then you see Litter's gland outlined by a yellow ring. Now, here the Litter gland is opening in the lacuna Morgagni, right? So, this kind of anatomical orientation is present in some patients. Our previous publications on these male accessory glands said that no Litter glands open in lacuna Morgagni. But subsequently, we found out that this happens. Now, if you look at the diagram which I showed you in the beginning, where I said what are these structures, and I said you will say in one go everything is Litter's gland. But look at here. This one is showing you lacuna Morgagni in the mucosa. This one is showing you Litter's glands lying in the spongiosal tissue. This one is showing you again a wider lacuna Morgagni, and this one is showing you Litter glands opening in the lacuna Morgagni, and then this one is showing you a long litter gland, which is a long duct and a long gland. So in one picture, you are seeing the 5-6 anatomical variations. Now here is a urethrogram film of a patient who has inflammatory urethral stricture. And if you look at what you see within the red circle, these are pouches outlined. These are lacunae of the Morgagni, right? Now, if you look at this urethrogram picture and you see what lies in the wall of the urethra and what are the ductal structure, these ductal structures are Litters glands which are opening in the lacunae of the Morgagni. You will see a kind of a pyramid in the outline of the urethral wall in the urethrogram within the circle, and from the top of the pyramid you see a tail-like structure going out. The tail-like structure is a Litters gland. The mound-like structure that you see is a lacunae Morgagni. Now here is another urethrogram film of inflammatory urethral stricture. When you see what is there within the red circle, you notice that these are all Litters glands which are opening obliquely in the urethral lumen. If you look at this retrograde urethrogram film and then you concentrate on what is lying within this red outline circle, you will notice that they are very, very long Litter glands. I hope you can appreciate. The long Litter glands, their duct is lying obliquely, almost parallel to the urethral wall, and then opening in the urethral lumen at one place. Now, this is a standard anatomical arrangement in the Litters glands. They open obliquely in the urethral lumen. If you look at this retrograde urethrogram film of another inflammatory stricture, and if you were to see what is there within the red outline, this is again lacunae of the Morgagni. Now, if you look at this retrograde urethrogram film of another inflammatory urethral stricture, and you were to see what is there within the red outline, these are again Litters glands opening in the lacunae of the Morgagni. So there are lacunae Morgagni, big blotches that you see are lacunae Morgagni, and small ducts that open into it are Litter glands. In different patients, you can see different anatomy. In some patients, lacunae Morgagni can be normal. In some patients, lacunae Morgagni can be really dilated and very big, as you see here. Now let us look at another retrograde urethrogram of inflammatory urethral stricture. And if I were to ask you what is there which lies within the red outline and what lies within the green outline, you would say that this is within the green is a long Litters gland which is opening by the help of a widely dilated duct into the dilated lacunae Morgagni. So you can see such pictures sometimes. Look at these pictures on top, pictures below. This is what you would say Litter glands visible in retrograde urethrogram. Now, if you look at these Litter glands picture in these urethograms, you will be reminded of a saw, and this is called sawtooth appearance. If you see this inflammatory urethral stricture case and you see the urethrogram film, and if I were to ask you what you all see in terms of the visualization of male accessory urethral glands, then you will see that dorsally you will see a set of glands opening in the urethral lumen. These are dorsal Litters glands. And then you will see some glands located ventrally, and they are called ventral Litter glands. So in some patients you will see only dorsal, in some patients you may see only ventral, or in some patients you may see both. It depends upon what exists in that patient. So I hope I have made my point clear. I explained to you what are these structures and why they are visible in patients of chronic inflammatory urethral stricture. So thank you very much. In case you have any questions related to this presentation, you can write your query on my email drdalila24@gmail.com, and for more videos on similar topic, you can go to my site, Dalila Academy of Urology. Thanks very much.